I was visually transposing and I screwed up. So let's try that again. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. On the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me a partridge in a pear tree. Beautiful. On the second day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 2 turtle doves and a partridge in a pear tree. On the third day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the fourth day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 4 colored birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. Excellent. On the 5th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 5 gold rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 6th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 5 gold rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. We're gonna go up. Ready? On the 5th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 7 swans a swimming, 6 geese a laying, 5 gold rings. Whoa! 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 8th day of Christmas, 8 birds a waking, 7 swans a swimming, 6 geese a laying, 5 gold rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens. Oh my God! And a partridge in a pear tree. Okay, so I have to stop the flow and apologize. The copy of 12 Days of Christmas I have really old chords and not the chords that I'm used to playing. And it's really throwing me off. So bear with me. And I know it sounds weird, but you're doing great. So I believe we're in August 8, right? 8, 9. Oh, are we already there? You see, it's a blur. Okay, 9 ladies dancing. Lord, 9 what? See, on this one they have hairs of running. I should have checked my music more. Okay, here we go. 9. On the 9th day of May is so lucky. All right, December babies, stand through the whole thing. You only get once. Yay! On the 12th. Y'all made that work. That's great. Okay, so last week we had a request for Oh Holy Night. Mr. Morrison, Mr. J.P. Morrison, is going to lead that, and it's, if you don't know the words, just because it wasn't on our song list. But I did promise it this week, so here we are.
You helped trivia fun. It's a long song. Check.
But you're cutting it, right?
I'm just doing the first part. Check, check. Yeah. Oh, holy night, the stars are brightly shining. It is the night of our dear Savior's birth.
Long lay the world.
Long lay the world
In sin and error
in
pining.
sin and error pining, till he appeared and the soul felt his worth. A thrill of hope, the weary world rejoices, for yonder breaks a new and glorious morn. Fall on your knees. Oh, hear the angels' voices. Oh, night divine. Oh, night when Christ was born. Oh, night. Oh, night divine. A thrill of hope. A thrill of hope. The world rejoices, for yonder breaks a new and glorious morn. Fall on your knees. Oh, hear the angels' voices. Oh, night divine. Oh, night when Christ was born. Oh, night divine. Oh, night divine.
Thank you, JP. That was amazing. Y'all didn't need the lyrics anyway, right? Are we ready? Yeah. Okay. Thank you, JP.
Welcome, everybody. Oh, I guess I can take this off. There we go. Welcome. Good morning. Welcome to the First Unitarian Church of Hamilton. We welcome you here in the sanctuary and for those who have joined us online. We ask that you please turn off your cell phone during the worship service, with one important exception. Please feel free to use your phone to access our hearing assistance system, especially if you have T-Coil. My name is Jenny Copes, and I run the children's program here. My pronouns are she, her, and I am this morning's worship leader. I'd also love to take this time to welcome a new member to the AV Tech team, Carlos Cabezas. Can you stand up and wave hi? How are you, Carlos? Thank you. He joined as our new AV Tech lead last week, and he'll be hard at work learning our system over the next couple of weeks. And so we were so grateful for him to, and we are so grateful to the rest of the team as well for their support and guidance. And so if you get a chance to say hi and welcome him, that would be great. Our goal in this congregation is to extend our hearts in welcome to whomever you may be. We are connected through our desire to live out our ideals of peace, love, and justice for all. We are here to love one another and encourage each other in our spiritual growth. Our congregational mission includes our commitment to nurture one another, serve the community, and inspire action to heal the world. We are an intergenerational community, which means that we gather together across the generations, and sometimes we gather together in our generational groups. We start services all together because it is important for our children to be familiar with the practices of our faith and our community, and it is important for our elders to experience the vibrancy of youth. Today is an intergenerational service, which means that the children stay here with us in the sanctuary for the entirety of the service. Our land acknowledgement today comes from a video that I found online. We're not watching the video, I'm just gonna share the words that he said, but it's the Indigenous author Wabgashig Rice, and he shared these words about what the winter solstice means to many Indigenous communities. He said, "The winter solstice is a key time for a lot of Indigenous people. In the Anishinaabe culture, it is seen as a time of big change. The winter solstice is the shortest day of the year and the longest night of the year, and it leads us into the winter season. The winter season is traditionally the storytelling season. Things calm down, there's not as much to be prepared out in the bush or on the land. We're with our families in our dwellings, and we're passing the time with our kids by telling stories. The winter solstice marks this season of storytelling to come. It is something that is really valued amongst a lot of Indigenous communities because it does reflect that time of togetherness and that opportunity to share stories and culture and so on. It's marked in the same way as Christmas or the New Year or another one of those seasonal sorts of dates on the calendar. It just means that we're gonna get together, hunker down for the winter, share some stories, eat some good food, and hopefully celebrate who we are as Indigenous people. And we also want to thank the Indigenous people for their stewardship of this land and recognize our relationship to the land, the animals, and the Indigenous people of Hamilton, and grow in our relationship with all of them." Now we're doing the prelude. The prelude is the Lunar Lullaby by the choir.
The moon settles in the dusky sky. The gentle eyes of the North Star rest upon your sleeping face, and the heavens gaze upon you. In this moment, I know you are not from the ground on which you tread, but of the stars. You are my radiant, my celestial child. As night is drowned by morning, you remain at my side, accompanying the sunrise until night swells again across the sky. Then, dreaming, you return to the stars.
Thank you so much. It was beautiful. Good morning, everyone. I'm Reverend Danny, and I use they, them pronouns. Today is the winter solstice, the shortest day of the year in the Northern Hemisphere. The sun rose above the horizon at 7:48 this morning, and our sunset will be before 5 p.m. With less than 9 hours of sunlight today, we will have a ceremony of lights to help us hold this sacred moment as the world holds still for the returning of the light. Today is the fourth Sunday of Advent, a recognition that we step into winter towards the turning of the year. We are leaning into expectations of all that is being born within us at this holy time of year, when the unknown lies before us, rich with possibility. We light a candle in the name of hope, not just for what we long for, but our trust for the best within us to rise and to grace the many endings and beginnings in our lives. We light the second candle in the name of peace, the courage to soften and to cultivate our ability to stay present in difficult moments. We light the third candle in the name of joy. The abiding faith that holds joy unfolds whenever we're able to enter and consent to the practices of opening to possibility. And we light the fourth candle of our Advent wreath in the name of love, and to be watchful of love's presence among us. May we open to the love that awaits us in the weeks to come as we prepare to bring new possibility to life. May love guide us and be a creating force in our lives.
Today is also the 8th day of Hanukkah, when the Holy Temple was rededicated at the time of the Maccabean liberation battle. Only 1 day's worth of oil remained, yet it burned for 8 days. And so we light the Hanukkah candles in wonder, joy, and gratitude, and each candle as a miracle. We rededicate ourselves to the miracle of light in a season of darkness, to the miracle of trust in a time of anxiety, to the miracle of hope in a time of despair, to the miracle of faith in a time of cynicism. We rededicate ourselves to the miracle of wholeness in a time of fracture, to the miracle of courage in a time of fear, to the miracle of resistance in a time of oppression, to the miracle of peace in a time of violence. And in a time of hatred, we rededicate ourselves to the miracle of love.
And the flaming chalice, symbol of our living tradition, symbol of our free faith. Today we light 3 chalices to mark the nights of midwinter. We'll begin with our choir chalice, a chalice that's lit every time our choir is singing with us. And then our children's chalice for when we have community gathered together intergenerationally. I'm going to make Jenny do a little dance around me. And finally, we light our congregational chalice as we wait for the sun to return. Please join me as we say our unison words, chalice lighting words. May this flame be our light of friendship and love. And now please join us in singing our first hymn, an ancient carol that dates back to Celtic celebrations, Deck the Hall.
Tis the season
Right now we're going to do a calling the winds ritual. So you guys can come on up. Yeah, you guys can come on up. So the days have been shortening up until today. The nights have been lengthening up until today. At this time of year, in the far north, the sun never rises above the horizon, and long ago, people used to be afraid that the sun would never return. Rituals were done to encourage the sun gods to return to us, and little by little, after today, the hours of light will increase. The days will grow longer again until it is once again summer. This solstice is called Yule, and deities such as the Kailach, Odin, Freyr, the Holy King, and Persephone were among the others were recognized at Yule. Today we're going to call on the four winds to align ourselves to their energies and the natural forces and cycles of life. There's going to be some words on the screen for you to join in calling the winds. So I'm going to speak and then the winds are going to respond and then we're all going to call on the winds together, okay? Can I get the slides up, please? Thank you. We call on the north wind, who comes rushing from the mountains, fierce, cold, and unrelenting.
I am wisdom. I am endurance. I am darkness. Winter is my domain.
Spirits of the north, elders of the midnight earth, we call to you. Grant us the gifts of quiet wisdom, ancestral memory, and endurance. Ground us in your strength. We call on the south wind, who brings the humid, heavy air of storms and the swelling of the sea.
I am growth, I am passion, I am vitality, I am light. Summer is my domain.
Spirits of the south, source of the noonday sun and fire's warmth, we call to you. Ignite our passions, courage, and creativity. Bless our community and growth. We call on the east wind, who brings change.
I am new beginnings. I am illumination. I am a crossroads, the moment before you leap. Sunrise and spring are my domain.
Spirits of the east, guardian of the sunrise air, we call to you now. Clarity, vision, and the gentle light of new beginnings. We call on the west wind, who brings healing.
I am introspection. I am transition. I am healing. The edge of the night, the autumn are my domain.
Spirits of the west, guardian of the sunset and waters, we call to you. Bring the wisdom of endings, cleansing, and the dreams. Now let's call on Father Sky, Mother Earth, and the center. We call on Father Sky to bring us our vision, higher guidance, and cosmic wisdom. Great sky and cosmic forces, we call to you. Send down inspiration, blessing, and protection from the heavens. Let us call on Mother Earth to bring us grounding, strong roots, and fertility. Of our ancestors, Mother Earth, we call to you. Ground us in our wisdom, nurture us as we have nurtured these offerings. Finally, we call on the center, our hearts, to bring us ourselves, the present moment, and the unity of all directions. To the spirit at the center, the silent witness within, we honor you. May this space be a sacred axis uniting earth and sky, body and spirit. In our time together this morning, let us each offer thanks to the spirits, the ancestors, and the elements for their presence and their gifts in our hearts.
Thank you for participating in the calling of the winds. Every week in our church, we take up an offering. It's good to remind ourselves from time to time that the offering is symbolic as well as practical. We know that it is through pledges that we build our budget and fund our yearly programs and ministries of worship and religious education, to pay our staff, our professional religious leaders, and finance the comfort and beauty of our building. We know that we could easily submit those pledge checks to the church at a convenient time or online, but we pass the plate during our worship service to make a community expression of thanks for the blessings of abundance, to visibly bring in the harvest at the most cherished hour of our week. Our offering says that the act of giving is as essential to our spiritual being as anything else that we do here on Sunday mornings. Before we take up this morning's offering for the work of our community, I would like to also take a short moment to remind everyone that on Christmas Eve, we will be having a special collection for our partners at Sacagawea Nonprofit Housing. We've been a financial partner with them for over 10 years and look forward to continuing this relationship for many more years. More information can be found in the ACE. This morning's offering will now be given and received in the spirit of grateful fellowship.
Deep
Today's Time for All Ages is the story called Sky Sisters by Jan Bordeaux-Wabous, and it's illustrated by Brian Daines. Hurry and finish your hot chocolate, Alex, my big sister calls. She pulls on her blue parka and scoops her gloves off the floor. Come on, Slowpoke, or they'll be gone by the time we get there. I gulped the last drop of chocolate and wiped my mouth on my sleeve. Mother smiles. Dress warm, she says. Sister holds open my new green parka. It is my favorite color. I slip my arms in the lace-up boots and then lace up my boots. Allie, I'm not slow. See, I'm ready. Mother looks out the window. Yes, the sky spirits will come tonight, she says. Let's go, I shout. I race to the door. Mother calls after me. Alex, remember to listen to Allie. Yes, Alex, I'm older. Allie grins. Not by much, I say. Mother raises a finger to her lips and quietly says, shh, remember the words of grandmother Arnokomis. Wisdom comes on silent wings. She smiles, waves, and then closes the door. The night air is cold and it tickles my nose. I watch my breath form clouds that greet the open sky. My big sister and I stand beneath a million stars. Nothing stirs. Silence is all around us. Everything is frozen except for me and my parka and my sister and hers. I think of our journey ahead and my heart beats faster. I'm filled with excitement and I wonder, how quiet can I be? My sister's soft words break my thoughts. Keep warm, Nish. She calls me this to remind me that I am the little sister. She reaches over, flips up my hood, and tucks my pink scarf around my face, then snuggles behind her own warm scarf. We might have a long wait tonight, she says as she creates a trail ahead of me through the blanket of snow. How long? I call out. She does not answer my question, but turns to me and says, shh, Nishime, whisper when you speak. She raises a purple glove finger to her lips. Okay, Nimise. I form the words, but I make no sound. Our boots leave big holes in the snow as we head in the direction of Coyote Hill. Sister leads the way. I follow in her footprints. Her stride is bigger than mine, so it's not that easy to keep up. I remember the stories that Mother told us about midnight on Coyote Hill when she and Auntie were girls. Mother was the leader, Auntie was younger and had to follow like I do. I wonder if Auntie ever wanted to lead. I eat snow from my mittens as I trail behind. Up ahead, Nimise is waving her arms for me to hurry. I'm coming! I blurt the words into the night. My voice flies through the air, then I remember the words of our Nokomis. I can't see my sister's face, but I know she's frowning. We stop by a gathering of trees. I watch Nimise pluck a glistening icicle from a branch and put it into her mouth. I do the same. Quiet surrounds us, except for the sound of my sister sucking on her ice sword. You're noisy, I whisper. She sticks out her tongue and moves on. I ignore her and look up to see Grandmother Moon glimmering behind a thin cloud. The night is still, and the black shadows all around form strange shapes. I quicken my pace to keep up. The dark arms of the balsam trees are heavy with snow. They reach out to touch us as we walk on. Something stirs in the shadows beneath the branches. Nishime, don't move, Nim speaks low. You'll scare it away. She stops and points at a fluffy white rabbit, but I see something bigger bounding towards us. It's moving quickly. I try to tell my sister, but the words will not come. I tug on her arm and point. What is it? She asks, yet she does not look away from the rabbit. It's too late to warn her. The huge shape is right in front of us. My sister whirls around, gasps, and holds on to my arm. I suck in my breath and I hold her arm. We stand motionless as we stare into the eyes of a deer. The deer looks at us and does not move away. With strong legs, she paws at the ground, at the snow before us. She waits a moment, then turns and runs gracefully towards the river. We stare after the deer for a long time before Nimise whispers, a white-tailed deer. Nothing to be afraid of. My sister lets go of my arm. I know, I whispered too. I wasn't afraid. I let go of her arm and I smile. She smiles back. We hold hands and we run towards Coyote Hill. The closer we get, the more it looks like a big white bear. When we reach the hill, Nimise says, "It's steep, let me pull you up." It's not that steep, but I like my big sister pulling me up. I pretend she's a team of huskies as she climbs higher with me in tow. "Faster, faster!" I try to call out gently and I begin to giggle. Nimise stops and says, "It's your turn to pull me." "No, it's not. It's my turn to be the leader, though. Follow me," I shout. I run past her as fast as I can to the top of the hill. "Nishime, whisper when you speak," Sister's words chase behind me. We can see our north country for miles from Coyote Hill. The wind is strong up here. Icy fingers pull at my warm green parka. A snow cloud hides Grandmother Moon, and delicate snowflakes begin to sprinkle down to us. My sister opens her arms and reaches for the sky, trying to gather as many flakes as she can. I, too, reach my arms to the sky to gather my share. She leans over and speaks. Her words are soft and light as snowflakes. "The sky spirits will come tonight." "When?" I ask, but there's no time for an answer. A howl breaks the silent night, and then another. The cries are long and loud. I quiver and move closer to my sister. "What is it?" I speak so that I can barely hear my own words. Sister's eyes are wide with excitement. "It's a coyote," she bursts out. "He's singing to us. Listen." The coyote sings his song once more and stops. "Oh, he's waiting for an answer," says Nimise. She cups her hands around her mouth. I do the same, and together we howl. We howl back the coyote song, low at first and then louder. The coyote answers, and so do we. A few more calls, and then all is quiet. My sister and I look at each other and grin. Nimise's grin is as big as mine. The wind blows stronger now and whips my scarf in circles around my head. Sister's hair falls free from her hat and swirls about her face. Her purple scarf twists and turns behind her. She leans into the wind and stretches her arms out to me. We join hands. Around and around we spin, faster and faster. Our legs lift with the wind as we dance under the northern sky. Dizzy, we fall down on Mother Earth's winter quilt. We lie in silence beneath the endless miles of night. The wind has left. It is calm again. The only sound is our breathing. I want to ask, when will the sky spirits come? But I do not speak. I like the quiet. I see the Little Dipper, and I follow it with my mittened hand. Nimise traces the Big Dipper, and then she says, "They'll be here soon." I wonder how she knows. And so we wait, our faces turned to the stars. We begin to make snow angels. Our arms and legs wave at the sky. Up and down we move, watching, waiting, and time stands still on top of Coyote Hill. Suddenly, I hear my sister exclaim, "Look, they're here!" High above us are the sky spirits, dressed in my favorite green and Nimise's blue. We watch them sway and flicker in the four directions. Streamers of pink and purple swirl and flow across the sky. Twisting and turning, the sky spirits join together. Around and around they spin, faster and faster. Their shimmering parkas and scarves lift with the wind as they dance in the northern sky. They wave down to us, and we wave back, over and over. I watch in silent wonder as I think of the words of our Nokomis. Wisdom comes on silent wings. My sister's shout breaks my tranquil thoughts. "Nishime, they're sky sisters!" Her voice echoes in the night. "Shh," I say. "Remember, Nimise, whisper when you speak." And we laugh out loud as we lie beneath the northern lights, my sister and I. I want to share briefly that there is no third space this Friday We're having a break for the holidays. On January 2nd will be the next third space, which will be a games night. So if you want to come and play games, you don't have to play games. You can come and hang out. It'll be a potluck, and we look forward to seeing you all there. And then our next hymn is number 55, Dark of Winter.
We're just going to sing the first verse of this. I'll play it through because it's not one we sing often. Here we go. Dark of winter, soft and still, your quiet calm surrounds me. Let my thoughts go where they will, ease my mind profoundly, and let my soul will sing a song, a blessed song of love eternal. Gently, darkness, soft and still, bring your quiet to me.
I invite you now into moments of contemplation. Please relax, close your eyes if you like, and breathe deeply. Following our reading, there will be a few moments of silence and then music. During the music, you are welcome to come up and light a candle of joy, sorrow, or gratitude. This morning, I will guide you through a winter solstice meditation by Reverend Lynn Cox. We pause as the path of the sun reverses, seemingly holding its place for a moment of turning. Let us delve into the gifts of darkness at the winter solstice. We follow curiosity and contemplation down into the cold earth, taking a journey to the world below the surface. Here we find acorns, cached by squirrels and chipmunks, perhaps to be food laid in store, or perhaps to become trees in the fullness of time. We find the burrows of hibernating animals, those who sleep and repair. We find seeds, including some that will not sprout unless they first wait through frost and ice. Life rests and renewal in the darkness. May those who are weary find comfort. May those who are struggling find meaning and companionship. May those who are injured or ill find recovery. May those who hunger find abundance. Let this be a time of healing, and may the dreams of the dark lead us to share these gifts with one another. Our imagination rises back to the surface, to life where the cold ground meets the crisp air. Here we observe life finding its way. We observe animals eating seeds left on the ground, though the harvest is long past. We notice the migration of birds, natural movement that allows populations to find places where they can thrive. We observe the trees that appear to sleep and yet hold sap that will rise again before the spring arrives. We observe that not everything lives through the winter, and yet all that has lived returns to the earth and is transformed. Let this be a time of resilience. May the changing seasons bring new meaning and new insight. May creativity and persistence lead us to find resources for all to share May those who migrate find safety, and may there be good news in the wind. May transformation lead us onward. We lift now our imagination to the sky, to the returning sun and the brilliant winter night. Shifting hours of light and darkness remind us that change is part of the rhythm of the universe, and so trouble does not last. Acknowledging the gifts of darkness, we also look forward to the growing light, a chance that brings glimmers of hope. We marvel at the beauty of this time, stars unobstructed by leaves, jewels in the night shining over the land, moon and meteors inspiring us to awe and wonder. Let this be a time of celebration. What joy can be found? Let us hold it close, blow on its embers, and share the spark. We do not take for granted having come this far, and we give thanks for our companions on the journey.
We come now to a time in our service when we affirm the ways that we are connected in this life as we live into the truth that what affects us all. What affects one of us affects us all. In a spirit of community care, let us open our hearts to one another and all that we hold sacred. Sometimes the sorrows within our lives are too tender to share, and so we hold those in this space today with the reminder that we are never alone. And alongside the struggles and the sorrows of this life, there are also joys and gratitudes to share. Milestones, blessings, celebrations of all kinds for which we are moved to give thanks. And this morning, I have two gratitudes to share. The first is from Frank, and Doyne and Frank are very much grateful for the people of Ontario because there has been a new pacemaker installed yesterday as an unexpected Christmas gift. And Sarah and Felix Plevik have also shared a gratitude as well. And they wanted to share that we are so grateful for this wonderful community and feel so welcome. Thank you. So we celebrate all of these gratitudes and the unspoken joys among us, and we rejoice in the happiness that flows through our community. The work in our church is never done. It is always humming along. Sometimes the work happens in visible ways, and other times it is unnoticed, but all of this work is worthwhile and worthy of celebration. If you would like to have a joy or a sorrow or a gratitude shared with the larger congregation, you can do so by submitting one online through the church's website or by writing something in the binder at the side of the sanctuary. Sharing the tender moments in our lives and witnessing one another is a part of building the web of beloved community. May we continue to hold space for this community care and to share with courage and vulnerability. Thank you.
This month we have been talking about hope. Hope as a practice, something that we have to cultivate and orient ourselves towards. And we've spent time contemplating the idea that despair and hope are two sides of the same coin. All of the lights and gifts, the merrymaking and the celebration, sometimes it feels like we've missed a little bit of the necessity of darkness. It's easy to find ourselves consumed by busyness and feelings of overwhelm. That busyness can distract us from some of the less celebrated gifts of this season. We miss out on the invitation to turn inward and find our own light. The turn inward is illustrated by the patterns we see in nature. These are the patterns of retraction, darkness, quiet, and waiting, especially waiting. The earth waits for the rebirth of the sun, and so do we. Writer and ecotherapist Bridget Anna McNeil says that we, like the earth, need to embrace the darkness and mystery in order to discover the light. She says, the winter solstice time is no longer celebrated as it once was, with the understanding that this period of descent into our own darkness was so necessary in order to find our own light. Rather than celebrating the darkness and making the turn inward, she says, many find the descent into their own body a scary thing indeed, fearing the unmet emotions and past events that they have stored in the dark caves inside of themselves, not wanting to face what they have so carefully and unkindly avoided. So this winter season comes along and invites us to descend into our own bodies. We don't know what we will find there. We suspect that if we get quiet and journey inward, we might come face to face with our own unfulfilled dreams and heartaches and deep-seated fear. Those fears have to do with our wonderings. Will the light of the world return? Will the light in my life return? And this is where the practice of hope must continue. As we have lit our Advent wreath, we witness and honor the deep waiting of Advent. The long nights have tested our patience, and all this week, Jewish communities have been adding light night after night, not because the world has grown safer, but because hope matters precisely when it hasn't. And we light the Yule log in order to seek guidance and assurance of a returning sun. Many spiritual seekers, inside and outside of these traditions, find themselves somewhere in between, longing for meaning, not knowing how or who to trust, yet still showing up. Reverend Cameron Trimble, a United Church of Christ minister, author, and spiritual leader, spoke of this idea in her Friday blog post entitled, "In the Middle of the Light." She goes on to say, "What unites these moments is not belief, but practice. Advent at its core is not sentimental. It is a discipline of staying awake in a world that numbs itself to survive. It remembers that hope is not just optimism, it is attention. If it is refusing to declare the darkness permanent, it is keeping our eyes peeled for the quiet, often overlooked moments for God." And Hanukkah, at its core, is not about victory, it's about devotion. The candles are lit not because the world is safe, but because the world is not. Light is added deliberately, one night at a time, not to overwhelm the darkness, but to insist that it does not get the final word. And the winter solstice is the same, a time for practice, not a time for reassurance. McNeil argues that the winter is a time for reconnecting, relearning, and reclaiming of what winter brings, a quiet nudge toward our inner self, towards the darkness and potential death of what we were. Like a strong teacher that asks you to awaken your inner loving elder or perhaps therapist, winter asks you to hold yourself with awareness of forgiveness, and allowing yourself to grieve, to cry, to rage, to laugh, and face what needs to be faced in order to be free from the jagged bonds we have wrapped around our hearts, in order to reach a place of healing and light without going into overwhelm. And so, as we enter the next 10 days of holidays, if you start to feel overwhelmed, if you start to feel at times like you would like to shut down and avoid, I urge you to double down on your practices of hope, our inner knowing that rebirth is not only possible, but it is certain. And we'll close this morning with our winter solstice chant, 1063 in the teal hymnal if you have one, or the words will be on the wall.
Children of the earth, we have come to sing to each other, sister to brother, songs of a mother earth.
This morning, as I extinguish our chalices and many lights, hold on to these words. Perhaps for a moment, the typewriters will stop clicking, the wheels stop rolling, the computers desist from computing, and a hush will fall over the city. For an instant, in the stillness, the chiming of a celestial spheres may be heard, as Earth hangs poised in the crystalline darkness, and then gracefully tilts. I'm just gonna say, for those who were online, we had Felix just shout out, "Yay," as soon as, so he's very excited for the sun to return. Let there be a season when holiness is heard and the splendor of living is revealed, stunned to stillness by beauty. We remember who we are and why we are here. There are inexplicable mysteries. We are not alone. In the universe, there moves a wild one whose gestures alters Earth's axes towards love. In the immense darkness, everything spins with joy. The cosmos unfolds. We are caught in a web of stars, cradled in a swaying embrace, rocked by the holy night, babes of the universe. Let this be a time we wake to life like spring wakes in the moment of winter solstice.